Netflix, The English Game, which is a period piece miniseries about the origins of British football, and it's set in the late 1800s.
Right. You might be on your own.
I thought it was sweet. I mean,
oh, really?
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, if having, yeah, I mean, if brutalist soccer football can be sweet.
Laurel,
It was interesting though. I didn't realize how the game began. I didn't know what the roots were.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
We're
then it's
discussing
interesting
choices of brain candy on Netflix.
well, and just saying that some people have said a few Parisians, including non-French Parisians, have said actually, if it was realistic, it would be just another deadly boring French series, wrote somebody.
Oh, about Emily in Paris?
Yeah. A Polish or someone else said, I'm Polish and I've lived in Paris for 14 years. I can tell you this is exactly how the French are. So there you go. People are always
well, some of the behaviors around the arrogance of the French I thought was spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you guys have opinions on Paris? I'm sure everybody does have an opinion on Paris, but what is everyone's opinion on Paris?
I mean, it's not like I've been so often that I have kind of very strong views. I mean, did I lose you? Oh, you're all there. Sorry. My internet connection is stable. That's why. I think I'm always pleasantly surprised. I think people are very friendly and have a laugh, especially when they hear us trying to speak French and then they, speak English. And I've always had really positive experiences, actually. The kids and I played a game one time we went where we had to count the number of couples we saw kissing in a weekend. Because after the first, we noticed after a few hours that everybody was kissing compared to in England, and certainly compared to in Indonesia where they had spent most of their years. So we started counting. So now we have this thing where we count how many people we see kissing on the streets of Paris when we go there, which is, I think, quite a nice Paris thing to do.
That's very sweet.
I think it really depends if you have friends there and sort of enter Parisian society through friends, or if you're just encountering French people in their sort of natural habitat. I remember being there in the early 90s, and I was at Galeries Lafayette looking for, I think a blouse or something to wear under my suit to go to my graduation, my master's graduation in Bristol or whatever, and it was just they were so fucking arrogant. Like the salesperson there, like the woman, I'm hunting around looking for something to wear, and she's this tiny little woman. She's like barely 5 feet tall, right? And she goes, "Vous êtes trop grand, madame." I'm like, I'm not too fucking big. Who says that to a customer? You're just
nobody.
But the French do. The French do. But then when you have friends, right? I had lovely experiences with people who are French, who are Parisians, or who we met there, and it was just wonderful, right? So anyway, I think it really depends. But yeah, the arrogance. The sort of casual arrogance or the waiter who will send your food back and say, no, it's cooked right. Like, you may not agree, but it's actually, this is how it's supposed to be, and you're going to eat it, damn it.
I mean, I remember going with the French friend to a restaurant, and Ewan was just a baby, and he was like, give me the baby. And he took Ewan and just basically went into the kitchens, and all the staff held the baby, and he was 10 months old. I thought you would never get that in England. You'd be like, health and safety. And Ewan was in the kitchens in this Korean restaurant. I didn't see him for about, half an hour while they was just been around, passed from one person to another. But the only thing is, in the restaurant, I had lamb and some white beans, I think, and some French beans. I think there was some greenery. And so I said to my French friend, "Oh, do you think I could have some potatoes with that?" Because obviously there was no carb with it, and he was like, "Oh, please don't be so, please don't ask for that." He was really embarrassed by me. And I said, "Oh, it's fine. I mean, it's Paris, right? They're used to foreigners." So the guy came and I said, oh, maybe pomme de terre, and he was, no, madame. I was like, no, I know it doesn't come with it, but like, could I have some on the side? And he's like, no.
Exactly like
It
that.
doesn't come with potatoes, and you're not going to have them with potatoes. Or chips. I was like, okay. They are quite descriptive about the food.
Yeah. Although we had a great experience. My boyfriend was living in Paris, and I think on the 14th, and right by a really nice park. And of course, in France, the parks all have these tiny little fences around the lawns. They're about 6 inches high, and then there's a sign in the lawn that says "pelouse interdite." Like, who, of course, don't step on the fucking grass, right?
Yeah.
And so a bunch of us got together, all German, around Easter, and decided we had to have an Easter egg hunt. So we're breaking the rules right, left, and center. And of course, some police
Germans
officers
breaking the rules? No way.
I know, right? Strange Germans. But here we are, like running all over this park, hiding our Easter eggs. And these police officers come by and they go, "What the hell are you doing? You're not supposed to be on the lawn." And we said, "Well, where are we going to hide the chocolate Easter eggs?" And they go, "Chocolate Easter eggs? Where?" And I said, "Well, anybody can play. Why don't you come?" They joined right in.
Oh, that's a great story. That's
Yeah. So anyway, sort of a mixed experience of Paris. Everything from the wildly arrogant to the wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
Laurel?
Oh, I'm getting sad just thinking about places I could never.
Yeah. No,
again.
I have not been to France. I never did the travel to Europe thing in my youth. I always was oriented towards Asia. My first time to Europe was to visit these guys, and so that was like in my 40s. So I don't have any.
Okay, we're all going to Paris.
I have a lot of experience with French
hear we're going to
work in
Paris.
development.
All going to Paris. Yeah, we can all travel again.
Yeah.
The kindfulness.
I've only been once.
Kindfulness.
And we had spent some time in Oxford with Peter's aunt and uncle, and we had Robbie and Emily with us when they were, I think like maybe 9 and 11 or 10 and 12, somewhere in there. And it had been so pleasant and quiet in Oxford. So we took the train to Paris for a long weekend, and I found it very jarring. I mean, I was really excited, obviously, as an art major, to be able to go and see museums. But I was just surprised at how loud it was all night long. It was really hot. I think probably at that point, like maybe unseasonably hot. It was pretty close to 100. And I'd have to go back again. I've since that trip made some friends that are French, and I think it would be a lot more exciting, like you said, to go and have the intro to French society be with someone who can take you to places that you might never have found otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
It was dirty too. I think being a Portlander, I was really shocked at the amount of cigarette butts that there were everywhere. And of course, dog shit on the sidewalk. I mean, to a Portlander, you're like, ugh.
Well, they have those motorized vacuum cleaners, right? That just go around sucking up the dog shit everywhere.
I never saw any of those. Maybe I was in the wrong neighborhood.
No, it's like these tiny little, like the little,
like a street
golf cart, like
street
golf
sweep
cart sized
thing?
things.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's tiny. It's like a golf cart sized machine that a guy is driving, and it's just sucking up dog shit all over the sidewalk.
I'm sorry that I missed that. I mean, I guess in Portland, you're much more likely to find a human being urinating against a building than you are
like that in
a
Paris.
dog shitting on the sidewalk.
And not being picked up immediately. A little poo bag.
Yep.
So someday when we can travel again, it seems like so far away now. It really does. I mean, like fall of 2021 at the earliest. They keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
It's never gonna.
Well, we can always travel in our own countries at least, so there's that.
Yeah.
And we do live in nice places. So
I really like that you said, did you say that you were enjoying, might have been a social media post, enjoying Kidlington in lockdown? You've
yeah,
discovered things that,
which as Laura knows, all I've done like for the last 5 years is to complain about how much I hate it. And so
I always delight in it when I go to visit, and we
but you're thinking about the greater Oxford area, not necessarily
a little bit, but like walking from your house. I mean, all the
yeah,
walks
yeah,
that you can go on from your house, and even your little downtown to me is, I know it
yeah,
feels dumpy to you, but it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
rather exciting to me.
It's funny. Did you hear the story? Like, I probably reached kind of one of those weird news stories on a quiet news day where all of these Chinese tourists were turning up in like a little cul-de-sac in Kidlington, and like over several weeks, and getting out and taking pictures of the neighborhood. Now, we live near Bicester Village. It's about 10 miles away. Bicester Village has become the #3 tourist attraction. It's not a tourist attraction, it's a shopping attraction. It's a huge designer outlet village designed to look like a New England village. So it's all kind of clapperboards and white and very pretty, but it's a designer outlet, like not like really just designer, like, you know, Chanel and like the biggies. Alexander McQueen dresses for like £3,000 and all that kind of thing. So loads of Chinese come, and as do people from the Middle East, and with empty suitcases, and they do their shopping and then they go back to London. So that's #3 now in the country of tourist attractions.
wow.
So on the bus journey, the bus drivers stop off in Kidlington to like this little neighborhood, and we were like, what the hell? So then it began this conspiracy theories why they were all arriving. And
Wait, they stop off to like take a break and buy a coffee, or?
No, it's a neighborhood. It's like in fact, it's quite American looking in that to us, it was a little estate that was built in the 70s with kind of open lawns in the front of houses, the way, you know, the way we think a classic kind of American A-frame house is, which are quite new to the, well, you know, started in the UK in the 70s. And so then there were all these like, okay, why are they coming? Is it because, and then my favorite one was people that they thought it was the Dursleys' house in Harry Potter.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
You know, at the beginning, like the Dursleys live in, what's the name of the area? Privet Lane.
Yeah, Privet Lane, yeah.
Privet Lane. So that was the favorite, that all these, that they had wrongly heard that had been filmed in Kidlington. And so I kept saying, no, I just think that the bus driver, somebody has discovered that this is a, you know, on the way back, and it's a typical suburban little English, and you know, and people were like, no, if they want to do that, they want to go into the Cotswolds and see little twee villages. Anyway, so the BBC sent somebody from their Chinese language department out to Kidlington and knocked on a few doors and said, and this woman had said that they were very nice to them, they made them cups of tea and everything, but they wanted to know why they were there. So they said, okay, so they got a little card written in Mandarin saying, hello, you're very welcome. Don't take this the wrong way. You're very welcome, but why are you here? And so then the woman like she went over to a woman, got off the bus, and the woman replied back and just said, it was just like, we just think this is so pretty and so lovely, that we wanted to stop off and like take pictures because we just don't have anything like this in China. That was it. That was the story.
Wow.
There was like, yeah, nothing more enigmatic than that.
Out of all of the little lanes and cul-de-sacs they could stop in, it's that one.
Yeah, and of all the cute villages like that you have all across Oxfordshire, all across the Cotswolds, you know, real little sugar box kind of pictures. They were like driving into a 1970s cul-de-sac that we.
But it must be the bus drivers, right? That they like once one goes, then they tell the next one like, oh, I stopped at this place. It's an easy in and out. It's not hard to get to. People like to take a picture, whatever.
No, but it's so weird when you think that they're
It is very weird, yeah.
They're 4 miles from Oxford, where they could be in taking pictures of like the bridge.
I know, but to get downtown Oxford is nuts during tourist season. I mean, there are. I mean, you've been there recently, Dana. Yeah, there's so many.
We walk everywhere. I mean,
there's so many tourists on the street. You can barely get down the street.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of. So Wynn and Patrick live on Divinity Road, and so we we either catch the Blackbird Lee's bus, or we just walk because it's not that far into town.
Yeah.
But I have, I have had some really interesting encounters with hordes of Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, I guess this is the only thing that I can really think of is that, you know, they come from major cities in China, and which are hugely populated. And I don't think that they have the same sense of maybe personal space and just their manners, the way that they interact with crowds of people are different. And so as, you know, as Westerners, we're kind of like, what the fuck? Get out of the way. I mean, stop looking at your phone when you're walking because you're going to run right into me. Just stuff like that. But I have another question for you about, so have you figured out, and how hard would it be to put your kayak in at the closest point to your house and get to, say, like the Trout Inn or somewhere in Oxford?
Yeah, we could do that on the canal. We've done that.
Is it a long way?
No, it's not. Well, it is quite long. It takes about 3 hours or so to get down. Yeah, to get down there. But we did that. We a couple of weeks ago, it was the last time I think we'll do it for the year. We kayaked from Cutteslowe, from Port Meadow, where all the wild horses are, all the way down past the trout, past the perch, and then all the way down into town to the head of the river, which is a big pub that you probably know.
Yeah, that's really cool. That sounds like a great day.
Yeah, it was, except I got a bit of hypothermia and heartburn and chest pains on the way back. But apart from that, I thought I was dying. I was like gripping my chest.
Yeah, you were really
Oh no.
But apart from that, it was lovely. It was really lovely. It was. So we should all do that.
You guys have made good use out of those kayaks.
Yeah. We'll all do that together as well sometime.
Yeah.
Kate, we just just over a year ago, Kate and Craig and Neil and I kayaked in off the coast of Donegal, and Kate was in some pain during that as well. I'm not laughing at your pain, but she was making me laugh so much because Kate was saying that she was wedged into the kayak, which she wasn't, but she was saying. So we were all going to get out. We were going to get out of the kayak to get onto this little island, and then we kind of realized that neither of us were going to get out of the kayak very easily before getting back in again. So
we'll just rest here for a minute and then go on our way.
It was really cool. It was really cool. We saw these amazing little luminous jellyfish and all kinds of things you don't expect to see off the coast of Donegal.
Yeah, and I guess sea kayaking is very different from the tiny little tributary that's calm and peaceful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that the next time that I go. I'm gonna have to rent something and tootle around on the rivers. We've taken the kids punting before when they were little, but I mean now we don't have to worry about little kids anymore, so we can go wherever we want.
The paddleboarding and everything. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
These sounds like excellent plans.
Yes.
All of our
Tour of Paris,
travel
followed by
plans.
tootling around the canals in Oxfordshire. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, to date.
Yeah.